Hello, everyone, and welcome to Easy English Channel. I'm Olivia, your host, and I'm so excited to be here with you today, ready to dive into some truly transformative tips.
And I'm Steve. It's fantastic to connect with all of you again. Today, we're tackling a topic that is, honestly, incredibly important for anyone on their language learning journey: how to effectively train your brain to achieve genuine English fluency. We're talking about practical, actionable steps here.
Absolutely, Steve. You know, if you're out there feeling a little bit shy, or maybe you find yourself slowing down, searching for words, or even feeling a tad nervous when you try to speak English, please don't worry. You are absolutely not alone in that experience. It's a very common hurdle. Learning any new language, especially one as widely spoken as English, genuinely takes time and consistent effort. But here's the really good news and what we want to focus on today. Your amazing brain, this incredible organ, can actually learn much, much faster and more efficiently when you adopt the right habits. It's all about strategy, right?
That's exactly it, Olivia. And we've got 5 key tips that we believe can make a monumental difference. Let's kick things off with tip number 1, which is arguably one of the most foundational shifts you can make. Start to genuinely think in English. Now, I know that sounds a little abstract at first, but hear me out. The biggest hurdle for many is that internal translation process. You hear an English word, your brain translates it to your native language, you formulate a response in your native language, and then you translate that back into English. That's a huge speed bump. Instead, we want you to start small. When you see, say, a cup, don't think tas or vaso, just think cup. When you're walking outside and the sun is shining, your immediate thought should be, "Oh, it's sunny today," not translating sunny from your mother tongue. These simple, almost subconscious thoughts, believe it or not, begin to rewire your brain and make a massive difference in your processing speed.
That's such a brilliant point, Steve. It's about bypassing that unnecessary middleman, isn't it? So, for someone just starting this habit, how can they consciously make that switch? Should they narrate their day in their head, even if it's just basic sentences?
Precisely, Olivia. Narrating your day in your head is an excellent starting point. You're making breakfast? Think, I'm making coffee. I'm eating toast. You're commuting? Think, the bus is crowded. I'm listening to music. Even when you're just labeling objects around your house, this is a table, that's a chair. It forces your brain to directly associate the English word with the object or action, rather than going through the native language. It's like building direct neural pathways, if that makes sense. The more you do it, the more automatic it becomes. Consistency is key here, even just for a few minutes a day.
That's super helpful. Moving on to our second essential tip, and this one is all about immersion. Listen every single day. And I mean really listen. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. We're talking about English podcasts, engaging videos on YouTube, your favorite songs, audiobooks, anything really. Even if it's just for 10 minutes a day, that consistent exposure is gold. Your brain isn't just passively hearing words, it's actively learning the natural sounds of English, its unique rhythm and intonation, and picking up on those really common everyday phrases that native speakers use naturally. This kind of regular auditory input is incredibly powerful because it trains your ear and helps you to speak more authentically and naturally yourself without sounding like you're reading from a textbook.
You've hit on something so crucial there, Olivia. It's not just about hearing English, it's active listening. For instance, if you're listening to a podcast, try to understand the main idea, even if you don't catch every single word. If it's a song, look up the lyrics afterward to connect the sound with the written word. For videos, use subtitles initially, then try watching without them. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine, and the more patterns of natural English speech it's exposed to, the better it gets at anticipating and producing them. This exposure is vital for improving your pronunciation and intonation, making you sound more like a native speaker, which in turn boosts your confidence. You're building that internal sound library, if you will.
That makes so much sense. And when you feel more comfortable with those sounds, that leads us perfectly into tip number 3, which can feel a little daunting for some, but it's incredibly effective. Steve, can you tell us more about why this is such a game changer?
Absolutely, Olivia. Tip number 3 is without a doubt a huge game changer. You absolutely must speak out loud. And I know what some of you are thinking. But who will I speak to? Well, you can start by talking to yourself. Seriously. Describe your day as it unfolds. Narrate what you're doing while you're doing it. I'm opening the fridge. I'm making a sandwich. Practice describing objects around you. Even better, stand in front of a mirror and practice introducing yourself, or telling a short story, or even just summarizing something you just listened to, like an episode of this podcast. The key here is not needing perfect grammar or a flawless accent right from the start. What you desperately need is practice. You need to get your mouth and tongue used to forming English words and sentences. Remember, every single mistake you make is a valuable part of the learning process. It means you're trying, you're pushing your boundaries, and that's exactly what leads to progress. Don't let the fear of imperfection hold you back. Just speak.
Exactly. That fear of making mistakes is something we really need to address, but we'll get to that. First, let's talk about our 4th powerful tip. Learn phrases, not just individual words. This is something I see so many learners overlook, and it truly accelerates fluency.
Oh, Olivia, this is such a critical point. Learning phrases instead of just isolated words is like equipping your brain with ready-made building blocks. Think about it. When you learn happy, you know one word. But when you learn I feel happy today or that makes me happy, you've learned a whole chunk of language that you can immediately use in context. Your brain can then access and recall these chunks much faster than constructing a sentence word by word. It's far more efficient. For example, instead of just rain, learn it's raining cats and dogs, or I got caught in the rain. Instead of good, learn that sounds good, or have a good one. These idiomatic expressions and common collocations are what make your speech sound natural and fluent. You're not just expanding your vocabulary, you're expanding your usable language directly, which naturally helps your brain speak faster because you're recalling groups of words that fit together.
That's such a practical piece of advice. So, where can our listeners find these phrases? Are there good resources for phrase learning, or should they just try to pick them up from listening?
Both, actually. Listening, as we discussed, is fantastic for naturally picking up phrases. But you can also be proactive. There are many online resources and apps specifically designed for learning common idioms and phrasal verbs. Even a simple Google search for common English phrases for daily conversation will yield tons of results. Focus on those everyday situations: ordering food, asking for directions, expressing opinions. Write them down, practice saying them out loud, and try to use them in your internal monologue. The more you actively engage with these phrases, the more ingrained they become.
Fantastic. And this brings us back to something we touched on earlier, which is really more of a mindset shift than a specific technique, but it underpins all of these tips. Steve, tell us about overcoming the fear of mistakes.
This is hands down one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make. You simply cannot be afraid of making mistakes. I want everyone listening to internalize this. Every single mistake you make is not a failure. It means you are trying. And every single time you try, every single time you open your mouth and attempt to communicate, you are getting better. Think about it this way. No one, not a single person, achieves fluency without going through a phase of making mistakes. Every fluent speaker you admire was a beginner once, just like you. And they stumbled and fumbled and mispronounced words. That's part of the journey. View mistakes as data points, as feedback. They tell you where you need to improve. Embrace them, learn from them, and then move forward. They are proof of your effort and your progress.
That's such a liberating perspective, Steve. It's almost like giving yourself permission to be human, right? Because learning is inherently messy sometimes. And on that note, I also want to add, be kind to yourself through this entire process. Seriously, celebrate every single small win. Maybe today you successfully thought a complete sentence in English without translating. That's a huge victory. Or perhaps you understood a new phrase from a song. That's progress. Even if it feels tiny, progress is progress, and acknowledging it reinforces positive learning behaviors in your brain. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Just focus on your own growth.
Absolutely, Olivia. The journey to fluency is a marathon, not a sprint. And celebrating those small milestones keeps your motivation high. You need that positive reinforcement. So, with all these incredible tips in mind, let's actually do a quick practice together right now, because your brain loves positive messages and active engagement. I want everyone listening, wherever you are, to repeat these affirmations after me. Let's do this aloud together. Ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, repeat after me. I am learning English. I am learning English.
I am learning English. Feels good.
Exactly. Next, I can improve every day. I can improve every day.
I can improve every day.
And finally, a powerful one. I will speak with confidence. I will speak with confidence.
Wonderful. That really does make a difference, doesn't it? Just hearing those positive affirmations and saying them aloud.
It really does. It's priming your brain